A piano solo has the potential to be the most engaging moment in any performance, where you stop just playing the song and start owning the room. You get to showcase everything you got, fully express yourself, and take the audience to a new place they never expected to be before. Or it's the moment the music fades into the background and people check out and start checking their phones. What is the difference between a piano solo that blows people's minds and one that's just instantly forgettable? For years, I would get so frustrated when it was my turn to take a solo, because I noticed that if there was a singer or a horn player, the audience knew who to pay attention to and knew how to be engaged. But the second it was my turn to solo, it seemed like their eyes glazed over. They didn't know what to listen for, they didn't know what to look at, and they stopped caring. I would watch guys like Corey Henry or Chick Corea hold audiences captive for minutes at a time and wonder, what are they doing differently that I'm not able to do that's not keeping people hooked? It wasn't until I started paying attention to a completely different field of performance where I had my aha moment I'm about to show you, where I was able to play piano solos that brought the audience to new heights. The field I started studying was stand-up comedy. And I know that might sound kind of weird. Comedians don't play piano, they don't read music, they don't play in a band. What did you learn from them? But think about what their entire job is. They have to get on stage with just a microphone and just their voice and keep a room full of people entertained and engaged the whole time. They get immediate feedback from the audience as to if what they're saying is connecting or not. They can't hide behind an instrument. They can't hide behind a band or a backing track. It's just them free-falling, trying to keep people engaged. And I realized when we're playing a piano solo, we don't get that direct feedback that a comedian gets, the feedback of did they laugh or not. And it can be hard to tell, what do I actually need to do to keep people engaged and play a compelling solo? After studying a whole bunch of comedians and checking out what they're doing, I saw that there are two things every great comedian does that almost no piano player gets taught. First thing I noticed is they never just jump out and say something funny right away. They build into it. They do something called the rule of three. Watch. I like normal things when it comes to dating. Long walks on the beach, going to coffee shops, and having my girlfriend turn my apartment into a big maze with a block of cheese at the center, and she times me on how fast I can go through it and get the cheese. That's a rule of three joke right there. Long walks on the beach, going to coffee shops. Then inverted the expectations, turning the apartment into a maze with a block of cheese at the center. If a comedian just came out and said, I like turning my apartment into a big maze and getting to the center and eating a block of cheese, that might get a little laugh because it's surprising. But a really great joke will use the rule of three to build you into the funny moment. Normal thing. Second normal thing that's related to it, surprise thing. We can take this as soloists and put this into our solos. Instead of just trying to jump out and play this hero lick, play that idea we've been working on in the practice room all day, we can play ideas to build up to the exciting idea. It might look something like this. Three phrases where the first phrase was very simple triad. Second phrase related to the first phrase, just slightly different. Then the third one is a little bit longer. Ending on that flat 7 is a little surprising. Right? Normal idea? Repeat the idea and then play a new idea. Don't need more notes, you need a setup and a punchline. The second thing the comedians taught me, and this might even be more important, is conviction. A great joke will die if it's not told with meaning and purpose. Check this out. Sex with me is like a piano practice session. I say it was an hour, but we all know it lasted 5 minutes. Compare that to sex with me is like a piano practice session. I say it lasted for an hour, but we all know it was just 5 minutes. If I say it with conviction, it lands way more as a joke. When I say it flat and monotone, you might not even realize I'm joking. It's the same thing when playing piano. You can play all the right notes, but if you don't play it like you mean it, nobody's gonna really wanna listen. Sounds like I'm almost apologizing, like, sorry the piano's so loud, I wish I didn't have to play, versus playing with some attitude. Just that change right there is more dynamic, more alive. Like, hey, I want to listen to this guy. Structure gives the listener a pattern to follow. Conviction lets you break that pattern and really surprise the listener and bring them to the next level. Comedians figure this out because they get the direct response from the crowd every night. Piano players don't get that direct response, so we don't intentionally develop that. So if you want to play with conviction and do rule of three, set up, punchline, you might play a solo that sounds like this. You don't need more scales, you don't need more theory, you need to start thinking like a comedian and really perform at the piano.